Today's student learning outcomes are phases of SDLC system development lifecycle, analysis phase, requirement engineering, and design phase. Now analysis phase. During the analysis phase, the project team determines the end user requirements. Often this is done with the assistance of client focus group, which provide an explanation of their needs and what their expectations are for the new system and how it will perform. In this phase, the in charge of the project team must decide whether the project should go ahead with the available resources or not. Analysis is also looking at the existing system to see what and how it is doing its job. The project team asks the following question during the analysis. Can the proposed software system must be developed with the available resources and budget? Will this system significantly improve the organization? Does the existing system even need to be replaced at extra? For example, the student's examination system development project is analyzed for development. The project team will visit the school, college to study the existing system and will suggest the possible improvement. Now next phase is requirement engineering phase. It is the process of determining user expectation for a new or modified system or software. Requirements engineering is a set of activities used to identify and communicate the purpose of a software system and the framework in which it will be used. Requirement engineering consists of the following steps: requirement gathering, requirement validation, and requirements management. Now next is requirement gathering. Requirement gathering is usually the first part of any software system development process. In this phase, meetings with the customers are arranged, the market requirements and feature that are in demand are analyzed. These requirements are of two types: functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Functional requirements specify the software functionality that the developers must build into the product to enable users to accomplish their task. Non-functional requirements specify criteria for the judgment of the operation of a system. It describes that how well the system performs its duties. Requirements validation. Requirement validation is concerned with examining the requirements to certify that they meet the intentions of stakeholders. The validation differs from verification in the sense that verification occurs after requirements have been accepted. In requirements validation, the requirements elicited are reviewed to check that requirements are completed and accurate. The last phase of requirement engineering is requirements management. Requirements management is performed to ensure that the software continues to meet the expectation of the acquirer and user. Requirements management needs to gather new requirements that arise from changing expectation, new regulation or other sources of change. For example, in the student's examination system development project, the development team will gather the necessary information by conducting interviews of the user, giving questionnaires, or by reading existing documents. Now next phase is design phase. The design phase is the architectural phase of system design. The flow of data processing is developed into charts and the project team determines the most logical design and structure for data flow and storage. For the user interface, the project team designs mock-up screen layouts that the developer uses to write the code for the actual interface. The design phase normally consists of two different structures. These are algorithms and flowchart. An algorithm is a specific step-by-step procedure for carrying out the solution of a problem. For example, in the student's examination system development project, the following algorithm will find the result of a student on percentage marks. First step is start, second step is read marks. In third step we use conditional statement. If marks greater than equal to 40, then print pass, otherwise print fail. So if percentage is less than 40, then a student will fail. And the last step is end. In design phase, a flowchart is a type of diagram that represents an algorithm or a process. It shows the steps of the algorithms with the help of boxes in their order by arrows connecting the boxes. This diagrammatic representation of the algorithm gives a step-by-step solution to a given problem. The operations are represented in these boxes and the flow of control on the arrows. These flowcharts are used for analyzing, designing, documenting, or managing a process of program in various fields. Now student, you can see the different symbols of flowcharts. First one is terminal, which is used for start and end of an algorithm. Second symbol you can see a parallelogram. It is used for input and output operation. You can see a rectangle processing box indicate process such as mathematical computation or variable assignments. You can see arrow sign. It is used for flow line or connect one symbol to the other symbol. Now decision box. It is used for represent decision structure such as if statement or last connector joining two kinds of algorithm flow. Dear student, you can see an example of flowchart on the screen. In the student's examination system development project, the flowchart for the given algorithm will be as follows. This is the algorithm we have already discussed, and this is the flowchart of this algorithm. Now this is first step start, and we use here terminal sign for start and stop. Read marks, this is an input operation, we use parallelogram. You can see here arrow sign for connecting different operations. And third step, we use a condition statement. If marks greater than equal to 40, so we use decision box or diamond box for this purpose. If the condition is true, marks greater than equal to 40, then it will print pass. If the condition is false, it will print fail. And in the last step, we have used terminal sign for end or stop operation. Okay, dear student, that is the end of today's lecture. Now it's your turn. Challenge yourself. You can see few questions on the screen which are based on today's lecture. Kindly solve them. Thank you.